John and I are really looking forward to working with graduates and advanced students, helping people to be the best and the most skillful therapists that they can be. And so this mastery class is similar to some things we've done in the past, but much more focused in many ways. So we're going to customize what we do. So for example, if someone wants, let's say they want to get certified in Hakomi, that's great. Then at the beginning of the whole training, we would talk with them, we would know that's what they're looking for, and we would direct our interventions and our training focus on helping them to get certified in Hakomi.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean other things might not also happen for them. They may get support in other areas, but we're really going to try to focus on that for them. Someone else might want to just get really better at working using meta skills in RCS or in trauma assessment or attachment work, and Hakomi, some sort of general sense of all of those skills, and we really will focus on that as well with someone if that's what they want. They may not be interested in certification, for example. Someone else might be less interested in skills per se, and more interested in themselves as a therapist and the seat that they're in, and how do they just really inhabit themselves as a professional doing experiential mindfulness-based work, with less emphasis on the sort of quality of the skills and more emphasis on the quality of their personhood as how they show up as a therapist. I would say that anyone who's completed the comp training and wants to continue, anyone who has done the professional skills series and wants to do some advanced work, it makes the most sense for people who feel like they've got grounding in most of the meta work. Also, could be someone who's been away for a while. Sometimes people do trainings and then they go off and they do their practice, or they work in agencies, or travel to Europe for 5 years or whatever. They do something and then come back and want to connect again, want to renew their skills. So it could be good for someone like that as well. Also, actually, in relation to that, someone else recently asked me, why would I do this as opposed to repeating the comp training or the professional skills series? Because as you all know, we have a policy of offering our trainings for half off if you repeat a training. So it's a great deal. So why would I not do that instead of a mastery training? And they both have their benefits. I would say one of the things that will happen in this mastery training that doesn't happen in the same way when you repeat one of the other trainings is, in the mastery training, the focus is really going to be more customized.
Right.
It's more like signing up to be mentored for 7 months, and that isn't so much what happens in repeating the comp or the pro skills. It's a wonderful way to get the skills again. It's really good for a lot of people, but I would say the mastery class is going to be at a different level. It's going to be more advanced. I will be facilitating 2 of those weekends. John will be facilitating 2 of them, and we'll both do the final one. The format is going to depend on what the individuals decide at the beginning of this training that they want, and what they discover over the training that they want to see happen for themselves. It may shift for different people, in other words. Mostly, I would imagine that a lot of it will be practice. We'll be focusing on observing and seeing people work and giving feedback and mentoring around that. However, if people find that there's certain areas that they want extra support in, they want more advanced teaching moments around, we'll certainly do that as well. So it will look like I would say some of the tutorials have looked in the past. But what we will also be doing will be offering written feedback for students. Sometimes we've done that, but we definitely will do it this time, and it will be based on what their original goals were and their evolving goals. The other piece is we're going to have some half-day tutorials that Jessica Montgomery is going to be offering to participants. At this point, I believe the plan is to have each person will have the opportunity to have 2 full half-day tutorials with her and with a small group, a group of 4 people. So that's another way that you can, folks will be able to hone their skills. Right now, as you know, we have Hakomi or M.E.T.A for body workers as well that Nova's been teaching, and also we have a number of people historically who've gone through our trainings who are applying the work right now more in the body work arena. So let's say someone who's an advanced participant, an advanced student, has done all of our trainings even before we initiated the body work program, and they're really wanting to focus their work more and be just really better at applying in that arena. That would be appropriate. If they want to get certified, that's another reason to take this, certified as a Hakomi practitioner. That would be a reason to do it. So again, it's if we've trained someone and they're ready to do advanced work, we want to support that and want to help them go where they want to go with this. Prior to the weekend, prior to starting the training, what the plan is to have an interview with each participant, and either I or John or both of us will meet and talk about what the person wants and explore, their needs around their professional development in this area and personal development, and we'll make out a plan for what they want. So that will be specific to every individual. Once we have that, then we'll be able to put together the plan for the whole training. Again, the format is going to, as we all know, will be experiential. It will involve lots of work. It will involve being observed and getting feedback. That we can say. The question is, what are we going to really support in people? And that's what we're going to talk about in the initial interviews. So it'll be more like a skill development desire assessment. We're going to talk to people about what they want, where they see their potential edges, and what they'd like, how they'd like to improve them, and what they believe they need to do that. It's also going to be a cohort, right? So the plan right now is to have 12 people, 12 participants, and everyone will be working participants. So we're not at this point intending to have observers. So given that it's a cohort model, we definitely want folks to attend this who feel ready to work at a certain level and understand that the challenge of being observed and what that's like, and are also willing to support each other in this process. So I would say someone who's brand new, for example, to the field, there'd be a lot to take on. The intention is to really help people evolve their individual styles. Even in the big group observation piece, we're really going to emphasize that we're looking to support individuals' development, and that may be different for each person in the room. Mm-hmm. Right? So for all of us to have a sense of, and we will include this in the beginning of the training, for all of us to have a sense of what each person is actually wanting, each person is looking for themselves, for all of us to hold that understanding and offer that kind of a support in a container will really be, I think, powerful, actually, for every individual in the group. Well, one of the things that I know for myself when I've stepped into any kind of a training context, sometimes I have been very clear, I want to do X, Y, or Z, and sometimes it's been more an intuitive sense of, I know I need to do this. And I may not have been as clear about the specifics of what or why exactly. So I guess I would hope in the interview, in that initial interview, that I or John would be able to really help a student to get clear about the wanting part. The organic impulse. If there's an organic impulse toward this, then let's look at it. I trust those kinds of leanings, and as that's kind of part of the orientation to really believe in organic wishes and organic impulses, and that when we want something, there's good reason for it, and it's worth exploring. Not only the details of that, but also trusting that there's something true about that. So I'd say would explore that in that initially. One of the things that I think is particularly going to be particularly interesting and different about the mastery training is that John and I will really have our eyes on each participant in a particular kind of way. We're going to be really looking at customizing the feedback, customizing the process itself, customizing the way we do this training to the specific desires and needs of each of the participants. Not that doesn't happen in our trainings. Obviously, we respond all the time to what students need. But we have a curriculum, we have a plan, we have certain material that we're covering in our trainings. In the mastery training, this is about consolidation and integration, and customization, I would say. Really helping people to consolidate what they know, integrate more what they want to integrate in terms of skills, be focused on and working with themselves as therapists. So we're going to really emphasize the personhood piece, the beingness of the therapist in this. So it's really an advanced mentoring / training opportunity for clinicians who are really ready to step into the next level of their professional and personal development. The other piece about this training is, prior to the training itself, John or I or both of us will be meeting with each participant and doing kind of doing an interview assessment of what their interests are, what their needs are, where they see themselves as clinicians in this kind of work, in M.E.T.A work, in Hakomi work. We have a policy in M.E.T.A for anyone who's completed our comp training, comprehensive training, or anyone who's completed our professional development series, and they want to repeat it, that's possible for 50% off the tuition. So that's a great opportunity. And so it's a good question, like, why would anyone do this mastery training rather than the full one of those other trainings for half off? I think it depends. I think if someone is really ready and wanting to focus on their personal integration and development as a clinician, really integrate and evolve their work, that this training will give a much more focused opportunity for that, because we're going to be directly engaging every weekend with each person and their strengths and their edges and their evolution, without adding lots of new material. We're not going to be adding a whole bunch of new material. It's going to be based on material people have already had. We may, of course, if that's what's desired and needed, we may bring some of that material back in and bring it in new ways that help people integrate it more. But mostly it's going to be integration work, right? And so because of that, it's a different kind of work, and it's a different kind of opportunity than being part of a training where we do have a lot of material that we have to cover for the other students who haven't taken it. What I really hope is that students will leave feeling like they've been individually met in both a personal and a professional way, that they've been supported in being in evolving in the way that they want, personally and professionally in this field, that they're excited about the power of the methods that we work with. They feel a sense of we called it the mastery training because that's what we're hoping for. That we want people to feel a sense of mastery, but mastery that's individualized, that's specific to each participant. So that's what I want. That's what I would want for people finishing the training. I put this out as a direct invitation to any of our graduates. If you're feeling ready to really step into yourself in the most empowered way as a clinician and as a personal change, as a change agent, as a really attuned therapist, as someone who recognizes the power of meta-oriented modalities. If you really feel excited about that, ready for that, then let's do this. This is the first time that we have created this particular training in this particular format, but it's based on a number of years of trying out a lot of different things around helping people get certified, helping people evolve professionally. We really feel like we've got a really good format right now. So I really look forward to 12 really engaged and ready, motivated, empowered, heartful people who can work together with us